making a cactus made out of cardboard. So I will have the pattern you will need to cut out. If you need to shrink it down, I'll try to make a few sizes so you have different sizes. You need the same size cardboard. You need 2 sheets, and whatever size your cactus is, you need to make sure that it is able to fill in on your cactus. So I have a few shades of green, a paper plate, scissors, or an X-Acto knife if an adult is helping you, and then a paintbrush. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut out our pattern. And if you want to draw your own cactus pattern, feel free. There are different painting both sides of the cardboard, so it's up to you if you want to cut it then paint it, or paint it then cut it. I am actually going to do the cutting first and then the painting. I'm going to make sure I trace it with something that won't smear when I do the paint. So I'm going to use a pencil. Remember, you hold down the pattern. I do have an X-Acto knife, but like I say, I don't want to ruin my table, so I'm going to put something down before I cut on. Okay, so I'm going to do this again, so I'm going to quickly fast forward so we can move on to the next part. So I cut 2 of my cactus shapes out, so do make sure that you have 2 to make it 3-dimensional. Now, if you don't want to make it 3-dimensional, then you could go with 1. The next step, again, I don't want to lose my protective layer, is we're going to be attaching them so we can slide them in. So I'm going to make a notch from the bottom about midway on one, and then the other one I'm doing it the opposite, top to about midway to the middle of it. So you don't want to do the same notch on both. You want to do, again, I'm not really notched, it's just kind of like a slit that can open. Okay, so I have a slit here, and the opposite on here. I'm just going to test them out before I paint. Okay, so when you make it three-dimensional, you'll take the bottom, slide it into the top notch, and see if you need to make it. So you may need to make it a little bit deeper to make sure that meets. So that way your cactus is three-dimensional. And I do want the bottoms to meet, so I'm going to cut this together. There we go. Okay. So when it goes in your pot or your container, you have all different sides. So now that I've got the notches, I'm gonna get to painting. I'm gonna use a base coat, is the dark green, and then I'm gonna use either one or both of the lighter color to add the cactus detail, which would be the little thorns. So this is gonna be my base. And if your cactus has a little bit of pieces hanging off, no big deal. That's my table. So again, you do want to paint both sides. So I'm gonna paint one side of each one and then let those dry before I move or flip it over. But if you want a purple cactus, go for a purple cactus. It does not have to be cactus color. Okay, I'm gonna put that one off to the side. Cactus, and they've dried. I actually added a lighter and a darker green. I have a little clay pot, and I have some rocks in it just so the cactus will stand up a bit, because if I push the cactus all the way down, really this arm right here will hit the top. So if you have an empty container, I've used empty containers and just painted them, and I actually have a different color. I'm going to use this to add the little thorn detail. So I've got a bunch of different little brushes. I'm not quite sure which brush I'm going to use. So I'm just going to try it out. But I'm just going to be painting a little X. So I'll show you right here. So I don't want it to be fat like that. That's pushing down hard. If I lightly push down, that's kind of one more, and not even that big. I'd say that big. So I may need to change my paintbrush. I'm just trying to see which one works the best. Okay, I think this one's gonna look better. So